Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Fantasy Football Live. I'm TJ Jefferson. I'm here with Nathan Zagora, the fantasy consultant. We want to get you guys ready for week 5 of the NFL season by letting you know our starts of the week. So Nate, what quarterback should our friends out there put in their lineup this week?
Well, folks, you want to start Joe Flacco of the Baltimore Ravens this week. Flacco off to a great start this year over the first 4 games. He's 5th in the NFL in passing yards with 1,103. 3rd in touchdowns with 8. He's the only one of 3 quarterbacks to have 300 yards or multiple touchdowns in each of the first 4 games. Now he goes against a Cincinnati team that's allowing 262 yards passing per game this year. That is 5th most in the NFL, so get him in your lineups. He's an excellent play.
Fantastic. Although I'm playing a guy who has Flacco this week, so I'm kind of hoping you're wrong, but the way you've been going, I doubt it. Now, running back. Which running back should we have in our lineups this week?
At the running back this week, you're going to want to start Rashard Mendenhall of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mendenhall gave the spark that the Steelers needed in their ground game last week, rushing for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Chargers. Now he faces the Detroit Lions, and he is going to feast on them. They're allowing 121 yards per game on the ground with 1 touchdown and averaging over 5 yards a carry for opposing rushers. That's a great matchup. The good news is it gets even better. The Lions could be without Matt Stafford, could be Dante Culpepper at quarterback. That means it's going to be a long day at the office. Steelers are going to be on offense, controlling the clock, controlling the football. He's going to punch in a touchdown, probably top 100 yards because Willie Parker's toe still not 100%, and he may sit this one out as well.
Looks like Willie Parker may have just lost his job in Pittsburgh.
I think you're right about that.
How about that? So now wide receiver. Which wide receiver should we have out there in the field snagging the rock?
Well, this week at wide receiver, you want to go with Pierre Garçon of the Indianapolis Colts. The Flying Frenchman is having a great year. 70 yards or a touchdown in each of his 3 starts for the Colts, and now he faces the Tennessee Titans, the league's worst pass defense, giving up 297 yards and 2.5 touchdowns per game through the air. The Titans are going to be without 3 of their 4 starting DBs. They can't stop anybody. And Peyton Manning, oh yeah, he's pretty good. 300 yards passing in each of the first 4 games. He likes Garçon, going to get him the ball, so get him in your lineups.
Okay, now tight end. Which tight end should our friends out there in fantasy football land have in their starting lineup this week?
You know, I hate to pick on the Detroit Lions, but you know what? They're not that good, so I'm going to pick on them. At least they have a win, though. So here's looking at you, Detroit. But this week, you do want to get Heath Miller in there. The Lions have allowed 12 passing touchdowns on the season, most in the NFL. And when it comes to tight ends, oh, are they generous. Heath Miller coming off a 2-touchdown game last week against San Diego. He could do it again this week. The Lions have already allowed 5 tight end touchdowns on the season, most in the league. So Miller's the way to go.
Great news. Now, defense. Which defense special team unit is going to get someone a win this week, Nathan?
They could get you a win all by themselves, much like the 49ers last week. The Minnesota Vikings draw the St. Louis Rams. The Rams are awful, and their performance last week led to the greatest fantasy defensive game ever by the 49ers as they scored 3 touchdowns, shut them out, 3 turnovers, 5 sacks, 177 yards of offense. Well, the Minnesota Vikings, they're not too shabby either. They lead the league with 16 sacks. Look for them to harass Steven Jackson, Mark Bulger, or Kyle Buller, whoever starts. It doesn't matter who starts for the Rams. They're going to get crushed by the Vikings, and they're the defensive play of the day.
So there you have it. Those are our Week 5 starts of the week. For Nathan Zagora, the fantasy consultant, I'm TJ Jefferson. Good luck this week, and we'll see you next on Fantasy Football Live.